second cosplay diary thing before I left for Anime Expo, but everything was taking longer to make than I thought, so I literally was working up until just a couple hours before we left, and I didn't get the chance to, so now I'm going to just do a little, show you the final outlook of stuff after Anime Expo, I guess. I'll start off with some of the smaller things, which, this isn't small now. So, these are my finished Katarina daggers. They have been shadowed and highlighted and painted and were made out of expanding foam covered in, expanding foam that I then carved and shaped and then covered in craft foam and then wood glue to seal it, and then wooden handles, another piece of craft foam, and then some fabric to kind of wrap the things. And they are finished. But super last minute, like the day before I did Katarina's daggers, and I kind of cheated on these. I went to the dollar store and found swords. So I literally took the swords, repainted them. The paint's kind of scratching off a little bit because apparently acrylic paint doesn't like plastic. And then this is just a foam sword thing, and I just, like, hers are wrapped in something that I wrapped it in electrical tape or duct tape or something like that. And so that's how I got this, and then I shadowed it a bit and highlighted it, and then once again for the handles, glued the same fabric around, and this one has a spot where it was glued to my back. And as for her costume, I finished the shorts, which I used just these little spandex shorts and then glued like fabric onto them, and they look kind of funky because they're not all stretched out to the right shape. And then I also finished her top right here, and so these are all glued to where this one's already glued where it should be, and then this one gets a bobby pin into the right place, so it's crossed. And then I made all the little details in her little brooch, dealio, whatever thing as well. And then I also finished her gloves. These are her gloves, and they're really hard to put on because I attached fake nails, and that just makes them all the much harder to put on. And so, attached little fake nails for claws and attached her. I also finished her putting them on her other belt. I didn't do it for both of them though because they overlap. And then I also finished her other daggers, and originally they were going to attach by magnet, and that works as long as there's no severe movement, but as seen as I was going to be in a con, I just super glued them onto the belt because you get knocked around and bump into too much stuff at the con, and I didn't want it falling off. This one's a little crooked because both of them still have the magnets attached to them, so the magnets kind of made it a little funky and glued it on, but it looks fine once it's on, so it's okay. Those were made from craft foam, and then the little details were made from clay. Alright, and then on to Jinx. I believe I showed most of this before. Her top is finished and attached to both sides. Like, there we go. Kinda doing, yeah. I finished her leg pieces. I cut all her little belts to the right size. And then I went ahead and finished as well her little patch, which I am really happy with how it came out. And I sewed it all. I attached the lining, I sewed in the diagonal pattern. I even added a slight stuffing because I figured that this is supposed to be bulletproof or something, because I really don't understand what it is, but whatever it is, I want it to be a little thicker looking, so throw some stuffing in there, and now it's kind of fluffy. I also finished the upper part of one of her gloves, and then just cut this to size the little pink sleeve I had for like the arm warmer part, and this overlaps over the black part, and then this tucks into the glove. I never actually got to make her laser, unfortunately, just because I ran out of time and I didn't have the materials. I finished her minigun, and it's not so mini. A lot of people, when they had their stuff, they were smart about it and they did it when it was shrunken up, but my reference for her was based off of the music video, because while I like her game model, it wasn't my favorite concept. I love the I loved the videos, music videos concept a lot better, so looking at that video, all her weapons, I wanted to make them that size, which was about, this size is about right compared to me. And so I made this, shadowed it. It's like cardboard and craft foam in a bucket and some floral foam, and then a guitar strap my friend let me borrow that is attached around the barrel right here because it loops around, and then it is bolted through the bucket onto the side over here so that it's sturdy and will hold and won't break. And this isn't very heavy anyways. This is also why this is like a barrel, I think. While it's still based off of the music video, I found other images that I like, which is why these two pieces are wooden looking. They're not actually wooden, but the reference I had for this was combined from a couple of, one was like a model, like a virtual model that I saw where I saw the wooden pieces like this that I really liked, and then the other one somebody had a funnel shape going on, which is why this is rounded and not flat, and I really liked how that looks, so that's where I took those ideas from. So this isn't like perfectly replicated, but I don't feel like cosplay exactly needs to be, because everyone has their own little takes and twists on it, so that's how I ended up doing this rocket launcher. Still super huge one. This is based off the music video model, and so in the music video when she has it on her back at one point, it is literally almost as tall as her. Like it's like just below her knees a little bit and then over her shoulders some. I shadowed it, painted it, attached the belt, made a belt buckle out of clay, and the belt's not even a real belt, this is fabric, but I just sewed a seam down the end to make it look like it was a belt. And then it's a little banged up now after just transporting it, but it can be touched up easily. And then also attach it to my back. I carry it like one shoulder like you would on a backpack. It could also go across, but I felt like that covered too much of the costume, so it was just carried on one shoulder, and it is attached by bolts on the underneath that. So my Sailor Venus cosplay was bought, and because I didn't have time to make that whatsoever, I didn't really want to attempt to make it. I didn't get the chance to make the wand, but I will, and I have like all the material for it already, so I'll get around to it at some point. And if you really want to see that, there's photos on my Facebook page. Actually, I just did a photo shoot with it, so I'll have a lot of photos coming to my Facebook page and DeviantArt and whatnot. All my links are down below. And then for my last cosplay, which I didn't wear, but a friend, or I had my boyfriend wear, was Malzahar. So for the shoes, I literally, like, I was running out of time. This was like right just a few hours before the con, and I didn't know how to make shoe covers. So I literally just took fabric and then just glued it all onto the shoe. So it's kind of wrapped in, there's like a bunch of seams everywhere. And then I made a little point. But with the actual cosplay on, you can't really see it that well, so it's okay. I made the pants, which instead of using elastic, since I wanted it to be easily adjusted, we just safety pin it under the part that goes under the belt. I drew designs all down the pants legs and on the, it's a little bit sticky because it's puff paint, but all on like the glove, and then on the belt and scarf and vest as well. All of them have these designs where his are. I don't know how well they're showing up on camera. And how I did this is I used glow-in-the-dark puff paint, or puff paint that also glows under UV light, and it didn't, it's like a really light bright blue in the bottle, but it dries to a clearish dark blue black color, about the same color as the fabric actually, and so you couldn't see it when it showed, like it wouldn't show up, but when it glows it looks super amazing. We never really got a chance to show when it was glowing, but it looks super amazing when it glows, guys. Like, so I'll have to get some photos where it's glowing. And anyway, so what I did is I took acrylic paint, like a light blue acrylic paint, and just went around the edges of what I had already drawn on with the puff paint and kind of highlighted it to give it a cool effect. and so it looks really cool when it glows. So the dagger and the shoes are the last things that I had to end up making, and I was running out of time, so it looks a little bit cheap when you take off the sheet. So I had a wooden handle thing, so my boyfriend went out and carved in the little poly parts that he has, and I attached this to a few layers of what is craft foam, and then just it's shaped. And then I made the little decoration that he has, at least on the reference I was using. He has this little thing on the side of his dagger sheath, and it I took hot glue and made the design and then painted over it with red so that it would look more 3D-ish. And then the sheath can be removed, which I was actually happy that I was able to do that. It was a lot more easier than I thought. So this is just 2 pieces of craft foam glued together and then kind of sealed the seams. And then the dagger is really cheap looking because the dagger is literally just 2 pieces of cardboard slightly shaped at an angle on the other side, but not nearly enough, and then sealed with hot glue and then shaded a bit. But so I believe that's it for the Anime Expo cosplay, but I am going to more than likely be going to Summer's Con, so, and then I also am going to a con in a local con in like the Central Valley on the 19th, but I'll be just cosplaying one of the cosplays I already have. And for Summer's Con I will be making a female Jace cosplay, so I've actually started work on that, and on the side I'm also making a Jolteon cosplay. I'll flash in pictures real fast of my costume design drawing for them. So both of them is a little longer, both of them just require using old claws. Okay, so anyways, for Jolteon, this is the beginning look for it. I added in, I haven't actually attached anything, I'm just kind of cutting out all the pieces at the moment. So this is the beginning look for my Jolteon costume, and it is going to be painted. I just thought it'd be be cool just to use matching foam for the foam part. So I'm starting to work on this just like last night or the night before that, and I just kind of did the basics of it. This is for the beginning of Jace. I could probably even make a little armor piece and as well. Anyways, I just showed you guys pictures, so when I start doing more on that, I will make another cosplay diary. So Jace will be for Summer's Con, and Jolteon will just be for fun on the side. Probably do like some kind of photo shoot with that. I'm eventually going to do one with all the cosplays on Facebook. I actually have a list of cosplays that I plan to do by the end of this year. Like, I already have stuff for both Harley Quinn's Arkham City. I've already had that for a while now. I just haven't had the chance to photo it. And then I also have the costumes for put together Yuno Gasai cosplay. And then I'm also going to do a new Sash Lucy from Elfin Life, and it's going to be some of her simpler versions, like the tank top and the blue shorts. I also got someone who asked me to do, or said I should do, the one with the mask, where she has a mask, like make her mask for it. And I'm actually looking to do that, considering that, I don't know if this is just my school or something, but in 6th grade we all made like a little mask out of paper mache where you take a balloon and you cover it all in paper mache. Then let the paper mache dry, pop the balloon, cut it in half and you have a mask, and then just cut that into a shape again and I'll have her mask that I can form and shape and add stuff to. So I'll probably attempt to do that too. That's my cosplays right now, and more cosplay diaries to come. So if you're interested in like actually keeping up with me in like real time and stuff, and seeing my other cosplays, I have a Facebook page that you should go like, because it means a lot to me, guys. Like, I'm almost at 200 likes. That's a lot to me. I'm almost near 500 subscribers too, which is also a lot to me. So have a lovely day. I hope you enjoyed this. I'll go ahead and show any photos I have of these finished cosplays at the end of this video. And yeah, thanks for watching. Bye.